All right, guys.
Georgie boy.
Well, the NBA bubble is holding so far. Baseball facing a coronavirus crisis. 2 Major League Baseball games have been postponed. More are in jeopardy after ESPN sources say at least 13 players and coaches on the Miami Marlins have tested positive for COVID-19. And NBA players watching what's going on in baseball with great interest here. Here was the Pelicans' Drew Holiday today after practice.
I guess honestly, it wasn't that surprising. Again, just with baseball and other sports, even football, I feel like the NBA has done probably the best job, and I think I heard somebody here say this is probably the safest place on earth. We haven't had any positive tests, and the NBA is testing us every day. We got to do certain things every time when we wake up in the morning, which, as you guys know. So, yeah, I think the NBA's done a great job.
So certainly, as Drew mentioned, the league here hopeful that the Orlando setup is safe enough that the NBA is going to finish out the season. But what's happening in baseball is still relevant because also right now, the NBA concurrently trying to plan what it is going to do for next season. And these dates that you guys see right now, they're not firm yet. But as you can see, the hope at least was to start training camps in November and home markets, start next season this December. And even if it was going to be without fans, again, the idea, at least, was to try to do it in home arenas. So, guys, if baseball or football fail at trying to put on a season outside of a bubble, this is a big question mark for the NBA, because doing these playoffs this year in Orlando is one thing, but Tracy, I can't see players agreeing to be in a bubble away from their families for a 6-month regular season, and the expense would be crazy, too.
I mean, you got to think, Rachel, these guys are finishing up in October, and the season starts back supposedly December 1st or sometime in December. That's only 2 months. What is going to change? We can't take the risk. You see what's happening in Major League Baseball. We can't take that risk. If it's working right now in the bubble and we don't have a vaccine, we're going to have to stay with the bubble in December for another season. That's just what it's got to be. But with some minor changes so these players can have their families around.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rachel, I would see something like multiple bubbles. Well, the best thing about the bubble is that now the NBA has learned what it takes to have a bubble. So let's have 2 bubbles or maybe 4 bubbles. And maybe we have the season segmented like a college semester where there's a spring break at the end or a winter break at the end where the guys can leave, go be around their families, come back, re-quarantine, and then we start the second semester, the second quarter of the season. It's not going to be a full 82-game season. It's not going to be a full 6-month season. We got to figure out a way to do this the smartest, safest way possible, or we can just not have a season and not make money. It's up to everybody.
That's really an interesting idea. We'll be watching it, of course, going forward. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.